Can you see?
Yeah.
Great. So what do you want me to look at this game?
It's mainly the laning phase, like what could have done better, and then um, say if there's roams that I missed.
Mm-hmm. Is that your word? No, it's not. Okay. Okay, so first of all, you definitely don't want to take those trades. Maybe against another champion it's fine, but Vladimir is
Yes,
just
I'm
gonna
not.
out sustain you.
Okay.
So he should turn and just do one auto and then wait for your card to go and then Q and then you hard lose the trade.
Mhm.
The only time then the only time that you might be winning the trade, and also you lose your bond plating. So the only time that you might want to be winning the trade is you do one auto, reset auto attack with W, and then auto again, and that procs electrocute. That's the only time that you can win a trade. But realistically, you're going to lose every trade.
Okay.
So you being aggressive right now is telling me that you're not understanding how to win this matchup. So the only strength that you have against Vladimir is that you're pushing more than him. So basically, how you win
Yeah.
this is just you spam red cards permanently off CD.
Okay.
You losing your bot plating right now means that you cannot do this. Because now, if you woke up, you're gonna get blasted. And also, do you know the difference between the three cards?
Well, the blue is for mana, it does more damage. The red is AoE, and the yellow is to stun. I think the
Okay.
yellow card does the less damage.
Yes, the yellow card is dog shit in term of damage. The only the only value is the sun. So usually in early game you
Yeah.
want blue or red. You never want gold. Gold is really
Mhm.
useless. If you're selecting a card and let's say you're against a melee, you're definitely getting red card, okay? Because it slows a ton, right?
Okay.
So it's just a thing that usually people don't understand because they think that gold card is always the best thing. So what I would like to see is definitely try to do like red cards like this. So like for example, right now he's hugging the CS. So what you want to do is trying to find those times where you can wreck hard the wave in him. That's when you get the most value, right?
Okay.
But you cannot let him push because as soon as he pushes, he can trade on you like this. This is because he's not
Uh,
getting pushed,
so
right?
I won't be pushing into him
I mean, you pretty much don't
in
want to
theory
be.
levels at least.
Okay, so basically, a rule in mid lane is basically you want to be pushing every single matchup except the very strong one the very strong one when they're level one. So, for example, Yasuo and Aurelia, you cannot because you're never gonna crush the wave because they're too strong.
Mhm.
But apart those two, maybe there is like a few of them more. But realistically, other than this, you always want to push, always,
Okay.
especially as TF because TF is basically losing every matchup, but it has
Yeah.
wave clear. Like every ability that you have is good for wave clear. Like the E is amazing because it makes you do more damage on the wave without using mana. The red card is a very good AoE and the Q is a very good AoE as well. So your entire kit is designed to push. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
So you need to
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
pushing because that's your strength. You need when you approach a matchup in mid lane, you want to be asking, am I winning through pushing or am I winning through trading? Do you think you outtrade
Mhm.
Vladimir?
No,
Then
never.
you push,
No, never.
right? That's basically
Okay.
this. If you cannot win by trading, you default by try to make him lose control of the wave. Because now, as soon as the wave crashes, he can start pushing before your wave arrives. So he's gonna be basically do
Yeah.
a pushing cycle, and you're never gonna get pro wave ever again,
Okay.
right? Yeah, you're already out of the game. Yeah, see, that was an amazing red card right now. Yeah, you cannot take this trade. Okay, okay, at this point you're kind of so low that here's what I would have done. Here what I would do to try to salvage this. I would let this wave pass. So I would let this wave crash onto my tower and try to get like 1 milli stock outside of the tower.
Okay.
1 range, sorry. So you try to keep this range alive and all of them die. But realistically, if you do those three, it's fine. And then you place yourself here and try to freeze them here. Doesn't matter if you take
Okay.
a bit of trade, but you just need to not die, okay? And then you keep those CS here because your wave is gonna come here and meet here and it's gonna stack here, right? And then you
Okay.
blast this wave and then reset. That's the only way you get out of this lane.
Of the pushing
Yep.
cycle, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he has to. Yeah. Now it crashes, so you're kind of doomed. Because see how? No, actually it's fine. Now you need to hard shove this wave. This is your only way out. Because if you miss this wave, you're gonna be out of mana. Yep. And now you didn't push the wave fast enough, so now you have to commit your TP. I mean, he's trolling though. I'm pretty sure you could have gone on him.
I was wondering the same. I wasn't sure if I had the damage or not to actually kill him, or if he would like turn and run me down with his red thing, his red passive.
I mean,
But
you really throw the lane, so that's good for you.
yeah.
Or the cannon. Oh, you use too many Q. You use too many Qs.
Okay.
You need to be careful about your mana. TF mana it goes very very fast if you don't spam blue cards. Yep. Oof. Okay, that's fine. Right, you lose 4. That's fine. You don't even lose 4 actually. Okay, pretty good. Okay, so here, right? This is a time where you want to red card.
Okay.
There is no point for you to yellow card because look at this. It's 1 second stun, but 2.5 seconds slow. When you level up the card, when you look at it, it goes to 2 seconds slow, 2 second stun. Then it becomes very interesting, right?
Yeah.
But before, it slows so much for so long that you like instead. So you see, like he stops. Like instead, it would be like this, right?
Yeah.
Do you see my
Yeah. Okay.
point?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So in those situations, like it's very like like not many people do this, but usually in early game, red card has more value. But you need to be
Yeah.
careful though. You cannot just spam red card every time, because like for example, let's say there is like, because one of the issue that you have with using red card is it won't be as simple for your teammates to hit skill shot. For example, let's say it's a Lee Sin against a Syndra. You
Yeah.
want to gold card because the Syndra is going to be immobile and then the Lee Sin can hand the Q, right?
Yeah.
So you need to understand what your teammate wants.
Okay. So for that example with a Maokai, because he doesn't really have skill shot and he's got his W to get on top of him, it's better for me to use red.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to see why you are level 5 without push. Okay, yeah, you cannot do anything. Okay, that's fine. Yep, that's okay. There is nothing you can do. Okay, so now at this point you're level 6, you kind of want to go inside lane. You want to look for side lane. So basically Timo is basically ungankable. Because your gold card is never going to touch before his Q. So
Yeah.
you can never gold card a Timo. So realistically it's better for bot lane. Now here are the rules for TF. First of all, you can, so on a cannon wave, you're not allowed to move. Okay? So as soon as you see a cannon wave coming, you're stuck to mid. There is no way you move, because if you move, the guy gets 2 plates and you lose half a level. So if you do a move and you lose a cannon wave, maybe if it's a very big dive, right? But apart from this, like you're just coin flipping the game if that's not a big dive, right?
Okay.
Okay, so right now, yeah, I would take a look. I would at least like try to go a tiny bit. I mean, you're kind of gapping him, so that's fine. The issue that you have about spamming gold card is that you're gonna run out of mana very quickly.
Hmm. That's
What are you?
something I don't think about because I always like think of my blue card.
Yeah, but blue, you using blue cards means that you're not using other things like
But
red card, for example, that does the same thing
yeah,
but costs less mana, right?
okay.
Right. So let's see. You're doing a move in topside, so that's great. Now, where do they escape? What is their only path to escape?
Towards the turret.
Okay, so there is like this here and this here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Realistically, it's only this here because if, for example, Timo goes here, you can dive him later. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would have liked your
So I
TP
need to
to be
take,
here
or
or
like on the
or
Maokai.
here, right?
Okay.
Because like realistically, if you go TP here, like the guy can still run here. So you want to be
Yeah.
TPing here. And also, you had no reason to walk to. So like, I don't think I can show you the range, but realistically, here you can TP already, right? You're
Okay.
in range. Usually when I do this, I hover my cursor above my R and it shows me the range. So you pin your camera and then you put your cursor on your R and it's like gonna show like the range, right? And
Yeah.
then when you're TPing, yeah, perfect. And then you select the card. Oh, you've missed it. That's okay. That's okay. But see how it unfolds.
Mm-hmm. Then Nasus gets away
Yep, there is
because
no
I'm the
reason for
pin.
you to go on this guy because he's just gonna kill right rock. So when you're TPing, your TP has a lot of value, so you want to be extracting the most value. So you need to think. So don't be pressured about TPing instantly when you press R. Okay, you're fine. So when you press R,
Okay.
you take a look and you're like, okay, do I need to kill this guy or is he dead? And if you think he's gonna die, just TP on him. Like this guy is here, so Nasus is gonna run here, so you can just TP here.
Yeah. Okay.
And you don't want to be like TPing like right on top of him because he's just gonna run out.
Yep.
Okay. So right now you TP'd right on top of Timo, but realistically, where you should have, if let's say it was only Timo, okay. If you want to TP, you TP either here, because Maokai is gonna stop him.
I'm covering.
No, you to be honest, like on this situation, you always TP here. Because first of all, you're in the bush, so you cannot Q him instantly, okay? So it's always good to TP
Okay.
on the bush if you can. Second of all is it cuts his only escape route. Because like let's say that he sees your thing and instantly he presses W and run out, you're not gonna get in range.
Yeah.
Okay. That's unfortunate, but you could have had one more kill, but that's okay. You return instantly. Yep. You need to blue card because you're getting low, but you need to reset regardless. So it doesn't matter. You shouldn't be poking him. Oh my god, you're staying.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy that you actually kill him. Good job. I would take the plate. What do you play a secondary rune?
Um. Turtle? Yeah.
Yeah.
Overgrowth and stone
Usually
trading.
I play for demolish. Because there is like so many instances of TF where you just like have this you destroy tower so fast. So with demolish right now you can take blue plates.
Okay.
So I would probably commit the 2 plates here and just drop a wave.
Okay.
But you realistically you probably would not drop a wave, like you would like drop half a wave, like you would take the 2 million, the 3 million, then back off.
Mhm.
And you lose the casters. Right. So you have like 50 seconds to use spam Q so much. And this is a big issue that you trade with him so much, because like his win condition is to scale. Your win condition is to roam.
Yeah.
Him trading on you makes him he cannot roam and you cannot roam. Who is losing on this trade?
Okay. That's me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
because
he's
his win
gonna heal
condition.
anyway.
Yeah, because basically, if this guy is too low to fight and you're too low to fight, he's just gonna recall. But he's happy about this because he wants to scale. You're not happy about this because you want to roam. So what you should be looking at is my R is coming back up in 23 seconds, and I need to be ready to instantly be able to R if in 23 seconds I have it, right? So right now, I would press B. Like, you're too
Okay.
low. You
Yeah.
cannot play the game. But realistically, what I would have done is just not fight. There is no reason for me to fight for priority. Like, what am I going to do with it?
Mhm.
Why are you fighting him for? Like, is there a reason for you to fight him?
No.
Okay, so that's
I
a good.
think it's. I think it was like a misunderstanding of the matchup. Like I wasn't like thinking actively about it.
Yeah, okay, so that's exactly what I was thinking. You need, so for example, let's say that you're, usually it comes with experience, but when you don't have the experience, what you could do is in Shem Select. So let's say you're in Shem Select and like you're looking your champion and his champion, right? And what you
Mhm.
need to ask is yourself is you take the entire game and you're like, okay, do I outscale as a team? If you outscale as a team, your goal is just to not fuck up early game.
Yeah.
That's all. You don't have to win. You need to be very careful about your goal. And if your goal is to win early game because you get outscale, then your game plan is going to be very different. So you need to be constantly thinking about what's your win condition. Now, as TF, every time you go to base and return to lane, whether it's dying or just basing, you need to see, okay, who are my winning teammates, and if you identify your winning teammates, so for example right now is the bot lane, you need to play for your bot lane.
Yeah.
You don't play for your losing lane. Right now you don't really have a losing lane, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, so as TF you basically don't need to identify what's your win condition because your win condition is basically always the same. You just want to roam every game.
Mhm.
There is almost no game where you just want to be playing for your lane.
Yeah.
The only time that you want to be playing for your lane is if for some reason the guy fucks up and you're like insane in your head and you put like him 2 level down and then you cannot farm. Then I would maybe set up freeze, right?
Okay.
But apart from this, I would just always play for lane for roam. So what I would do here is just not push. You have no reason to push. You have 50 seconds. You just, so 50 seconds is 3 waves, right? So 2 waves and then the third that one that you push and then roam.
Mhm.
So you have 3 waves where you just like let the wave go towards your side and don't do anything. And you freezing this wave makes him scared of getting ganks, right?
Yeah.
So not only you're safe on the tower, but also he's scared of getting ganked. So what
Okay.
you could do though is when you see your jungler or your top laner hovering like this, usually they want to be ping, you want them to ping, or you can just ping for assistance, right? You
Mhm.
try to make him use his pull. If he's good, he's never going to use his pull. But right now, see how now he used it?
Yeah.
If I see this, I'm just like spam pinging, going, right? And I
Mhm.
like stay on top of him. And
Yeah.
your next gold card, this guy is going to be here. You see how he is? The only reason he's going back is because you, when he's like in W, instead of doing this, you could like stay like this. And then you gold card
Yeah.
him now, right? Because your CD got back up. And now when he's CC'd, like Aatrox can go on him and doesn't have pull and he's maybe gonna die.
Mhm.
Realistically, he's not gonna die, but at least he's getting chunked, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, now you're gonna get chunked quite a lot, so you're kinda useless anymore. So now again, you need to find a reset timer. Because you kinda fucked up. Ooh, where are you going? Ooh, you don't wanna do this. Yep. Okay. So let's break it down. Alright, so what was your thought process?
Um. Well, my jungler was calling to go on the grubs
Okay.
and like kind of blindly followed. But realistically, like that is a bad play. Like for sure, the Nessus is going to be there.
Why is it a bad play?
I have like because I have minus 50% of my HP. The Vladimir is there. He has ult. And the team was prio. So basically, like both of our lanes don't have prio, and yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
that's
that.
very good analysis from you. Another thing that I want to say, to add to this is Vladimir is a battle mage and you're a support, kinda. You're a facilitator, right?
Mhm.
So you in skirmishes, you're kind of dog shit. The main reason why you're
Yeah,
so bad is because your ultimate is just an utility ultimate, right?
yeah,
Which makes it so basically you're always going to lose those 2v2, 3v3s, right? The strength of TF is to create an advantage. Now,
mhm.
there is not kind of nothing that you can do, right? But you going to this basically telling me this is never going to work. Like this guy is losing, you're losing, and as a composition, you're already in a losing state, even if you're like everyone
Yeah,
full HP, right?
yeah.
So yeah, that was. I didn't need to see it to know that it was gonna go bad. Yep, unfortunate. I'll see how you could have TP'd on this. That would have been crazy. Okay, so now this is a cannon wave. No, this is the next one. So if I see this, if the bot lane is staying, you definitely want to be ulting bot. So now there is no point for you to fight this. You won't. Oh yeah, this is the cannon wave. Yep, there is nothing to do anymore. I mean, you cannot be fighting him
Yeah. I
because
think
now
I
you.
understood why. I, I understood why the matchup felt like so worse than it could have been. Like seeing it again.
You
Like,
only want to be fighting for the push when you can do something with the priority. Otherwise,
mhm,
you just chill. Because like here,
yeah.
let me put it like this. Why do you want priority?
To Rome.
No, not necessarily on TF. I mean on every champion. As a mid laner,
Um,
what do you want the priority for? So roaming is a
when
thing,
you
but there is other things. So
when you hard win trades, um, when you want the enemy to like feel pressure under their turret or to make them use spells too.
okay. Okay, so for example, you said to feel the enemy feel pressure. Okay, so let's say if I freeze and I'm stronger than you and you cannot unfreeze, do you feel pressured?
Ah, yes.
And also you're safe. So why would you
Yeah.
ever push?
To grab prio for an objective.
Yeah, okay, that's good. What else? So you're saying
Mm.
that you basically never push when there is no objective?
Well, to get a back timer.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay.
Um,
What else?
to make the to reset the wave or make the wave like come back into me.
Yeah, okay, okay. So I see a few things. Okay. So what is priority?
Having the wave like pushing into him and like and to have like the first move
What does it mean to have the first move?
to be the closer to like a skirmishes or like
Okay. So I
be the
think you
closest to
understand
the
the
river.
concept, but I'm not sure you can
Mhm.
make it to words. So I'm gonna try to word it for you, and you tell me if you understood it. Okay.
Okay.
So priority, you're right, is having the first move. Now, usually when people are saying this, they are referring to League of Legends as a turn-to-turn base, a
Yeah.
turn-to-turn game, right? A
Mhm.
turn-based game, which means that if you push, it means that your wave is still alive and you can do something while the guy is stuck on the tower.
Yeah.
Which means that you can do something while the guy can't.
Yeah.
And you can use this time to do useful things. So now the question was, what can you do with it? So the
You
thing
can
that you
push
said
hard.
is you can reset, You
Yeah.
can do objectives.
Yeah.
You can let's say help your jungler if there is like something to help with.
You
A
can
thing
ward.
that you didn't. What do you say?
You can ward.
Yep, great. That's exactly what I was gonna say. You can ward. Now, there is one thing that you didn't say is you kind of said it is what is the enemy feels pressured, but I don't think you realize what it means because when I said you can freeze and he's gonna feel pressured, you said yes. But what you don't understand, I think, is that's not the same pressure. So when you're in a position that you're like permanently pushing, first of all, the guy is gonna have trouble CSing, and you're gonna chipping his
Mhm.
tower, and you're gonna be always like very far up on the lane. Now, from the
Yeah.
perspective of the jungler and the support and any other person, it's like, oh, I need to help, right?
Yeah.
If you have a very good ward setup, for example, like you have a pink ward here and a ward here, and you lean very heavily on this side, if they are trying to do something, you're gonna just back off. So
Yeah.
that basically makes it so they are trying to do stuff, but they can't because you're in control,
That
because
makes
you're
them waste
pushing.
time too.
Yeah, so they're wasting time, and also if the guy is stuck on the tower and they want to be invading, that makes it rough,
Yeah.
right? Because they are scared. Like, what if the guy comes to me? Like, my laner cannot help me, right?
Yeah.
So pushing makes like not only the enemy that you're against pressured, but the entire map, especially in mid lane, right?
Yeah.
And also, yes, you're right. You can roam. You can do all those things. So now, question: why would you need wards?
Well, it's a bit like you said, like because you can hover that side, and if something happens, you have like an escape,
Yep,
and
that's pretty good. What I would have liked to hear is to pressure more.
okay.
Okay? So,
So like to have like your line of vision getting pushed so you can see more on the map,
yep.
basically.
And that you can be like more far up. That's the only point for pushing so, to get wards. So basically when I'm getting like permanently pushed, let's say for example I pay TF and I get permanently pushed,
Mhm.
I will never use my wards. There is no reason for me to use my wards, like maybe in the middle of the lane to see like what he's doing from his priority, but that's
Yeah.
it. There is no point
Okay.
for me to use my wards. Because the wards are just here to make more pressure. So there is no point for you to using it. So if you get priority, you won't ward because that's pointless because you're not gonna keep pushing. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, can you roam
Um,
without R? I
at
mean,
the at the moment, no, because I don't have enough HP anyway
yeah.
to it.
Okay. But the
Um,
point I'm trying to make it when you didn't
mhm.
have ult, right? The point I'm trying to make is you need to understand that this priority is not needed
Yeah. Yeah.
because you
So
don't
I'm
need
fighting him
at
for
this
nothing
point.
because I'm fighting for
Yeah,
prio.
exactly. You don't need to ward. You don't need to help anyone. You don't need to. I mean, I guess there is a dragon right now. So, but now there is no dragon, so there is no point fighting him,
Mhm.
right? So, if you want to have priority, that's fine. You can try to get it, but there needs to be a reason. So, a common theme that I see on you is you play the game, but you don't really think. You just do things because why not?
Mhm.
You need to have a purpose. Why do you Q, right? Why do you W? Why do you get prio? Why do you ward? Why do you, right?
Yeah.
You need to have a purpose. You cannot just do things because you have them. Especially not on TF, because TF is brutal, right? If you had like a champion that were more forgiving, that would be like less of an issue.
Yeah.
But TF is
I
kind of
play a
getting
lot of
crushed.
Vagar. I play a lot of Vagar, so I think that might be where the bad habit comes
Yeah,
from.
that might be. Because Veigar kind of spams Q like quite often.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so here what I see right now is, do you see this?
Mhm.
So you want to be diving this.
Okay.
Diving is the most important part of your champion. So what I
That
see,
was kind of hovering too, but I wasn't sure if we were able to pull it off.
well, either you go or you don't, right? But you cannot like just be in between of the two. Right now, you don't have vision of your jungler, of the enemy jungler, so that makes it a bit rough, right? He was nearby.
Mhm.
But now let's see. Let's put a big back. Like if the TF that you are was the challenger player, here's what we would have thought. Okay, so Nasus is here and he didn't recall. They are dead. He instantly presses R, spam ping, presses R, TP here, and they are dead. And they lose all of this plus all of this. And your bot lane gets a plate. And then if he's low, he press B and then TP back, or he instantly TPs back. That's what a
Okay.
challenger player would have done. Right?
Yeah.
Now, you need to. So now that you don't have anything to do anymore, there is no reason for you to fight for prio. You're fighting for fighting. But he's better. He's better than you.
Yeah.
So now you're again in this situation where you don't have health, but he's full HP, and you need to reset again.
Mhm.
And you could tell yourself, "Oh, but that's fine because I have TP." Yes, you're right. You have TP, but now if you ult down, you cannot TP back to save your tower.
Yeah.
So using your TP is quite a big deal. Yeah,
I
you
fight
can
him
do this.
again. Yeah.
Like you're literally doing the same mistakes in circle. Like
Yeah.
you're like the guy that like goes into a wall and then backs off, is like a bit stunned, and then he goes back to a wall. Right? And you do that in circle. You just try to kill yourself, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it doesn't kill me. Oh, it doesn't kill me. Oh, it doesn't kill me. Oh, it doesn't right?
Yeah.
You
Work
see
next
the
time.
yeah, you see the image? Alright, so let's see. Here
Let me again
you're
anyway.
TPing. Yep, that's fine. I just want to see your TP angle. Okay, I don't really like your TP angle. You're TPing in the center of the fight, so there are two things that you want to consider when TPing. First of all, you want to consider their escape route, okay? So that's
Yeah.
the escape route. And yeah, that's it. And you also want to consider your team. So now, Maokai is already giving space for your team, right?
Yeah.
So you want to do something about this Nessus, and you don't want him to like want to kill everyone. So where I will TP is. Oh, and also the second thing that you want to consider is your safety. So right
Yeah.
now, if you TP like this, Lux Qs you, and then Caitlyn puts a trap, and then Lux
Yeah.
R, and then you get one shot.
Mhm.
So instead, where you should TP is somewhere safe. So if you want to cut their escape route, you TP like somewhere here or here, depending on where you think they're gonna go. Okay, outside of
Okay.
their range. So
Yeah.
realistically, Lux here, like it's more like here, and Lux here, it's more like in the bush, right?
Mhm.
So let's say
Would
that
a TP
this
like next? Would a TP like next to Nasus be good too? Like to
I'm coming to
prevent
it. Okay,
the virus? Okay.
I'm coming. I'm coming. So let's say that this tower is gone. So if they, so this is not safe for them, so they need to go here. So on this
Mhm.
situation, I would 100% TP here, because that's their only escape route, and
Yeah.
I'm outside of their range, right? Now, your question is, could I TP here? Well, first of all, you're in range of Lux, so no. Second thing is, what is Nasus gonna do?
Run to my virus.
Okay, so TP here. He's gonna run into you,
Okay.
right? Or here, if you don't want to be exactly on
Yeah.
him. Or
Yeah.
here, it
That's
doesn't
basically
matter,
where I was thinking.
right? You want to be not directly onto him, because now it's just gonna be, oh, a TF, I'm gonna just kill him.
Yeah.
Instead of killing the guy that kites. Right?
Ooh, a piece of candy.
Hello. Oh, why is there so many people on the channel? Wow. Hello, guys.
Oh, we're
Oh, because
I didn't.
we're
I didn't realize.
because,
hello. Oh yeah,
because
we're just hanging out.
we're
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
We're
okay.
The whole team was hanging out.
We're learning.
Team is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
because we're practicing in like 5 minutes, I think.
I see. Oh, we need to. Oh my God. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. I just want to get one more ult and then I'm wrapping the things up. Okay. Is that fine for you guys?
Yeah, go, go, go.
Yeah, we're waiting on last person anyway, I think, so
Okay, that's great.
no problem.
Who are we waiting on?
XMB.
Oh yeah.
You need to reset. There is nothing for you to do. Like basically everything that you did right now is just running. So how long, like how much time did you spend running? So basically you
Yeah,
started running
it's
at
the same time.
Yeah, you started running at 40, 50, and you arrived in mid at like basically 30 seconds later. So that's almost the time
Yeah.
that it takes you to just bake in and come back, and
Yeah.
you would have like spent your gold and retrieve your HP, right? So there's basically no reason. And also, you don't want to be mid. Like at past 14 minutes, there is no reason for you to be mid. Because you being mid means that your ADC and support are not mid. So okay, so for example, like right now they are not defending. So yes, of course you're gonna defend, but you want to be finding a time that you want to be swapping with your team. It's not about getting the towers. It's about
No.
as soon as the tower plates falls, the lane assignment starts, right? And that's at this moment that you want to be asking yourself, well, who is stronger in this lane? And you are, because you have your, you can rotate, and your bot lane is just gonna want to be pressuring, and Soraka wants to be unleashed and be able like to put wards everywhere. So you definitely don't want to lock them bot lane. Okay. So realistically, what should have happened is you're here at this point. Where is Varus? You spamping Varus to go mid. I mean, he's not going mid because Aatrox is mid, but realistically, you should spamping your guy to go mid and then push the wave, and then reset and then spamping that you're going back bot. And hopefully they respect. If they don't, you just go top. But realistically, you don't want to be mid, even if that means that Aatrox is mid.
Okay.
Because your champion is useless in mid lane. But you need to reset regardless. So yeah, you did reset. That's right.
It's a good death.
Yeah, good death. Huh?
It was a forced reset.
Okay, so now, do you know the basic of side laning? Like, what's
I
your
feel
goal?
like
What is your goal of side laning? Why do you go side lane?
basically I want to push the wave into enemy turrets.
Why?
But at the same time, well, to make them lose farm. But at the same time, I want to play safe enough so I don't get like 2 men or 3 men. But I also want to like put pressure on them to come find me, but I don't want to be like too forward so I can just be like a free kill.
Yeah, okay. There's a few good things. So first of all, you're right. Farm. That's pretty good. The second thing is you said that was right. You said that you want them to come on you and don't die. So
Ew.
so that's good. That's pretty good, but there is one issue about this. The fact that they come means that they lose time, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But you also miss the part where when they are top lane, they are not elsewhere. That means that, for example, let's say that you have a ward here and a ward here, and you push like all the way here, and you see someone come to you. Okay?
Yeah.
At this point, if you just like go mid, what happens?
3v2.
Yep, exactly. There is a number
Is it
advantage.
to, like, force the I'm sorry.
Yep. So that's the goal of side lane, creating a man advantage. That's the whole point. So farm is a good thing, but the reason why there is a person number advantage is because of farm. Because if you're pushing, they don't catch side lane, they are losing farm.
They have to answer.
Yep.
Yeah, they have to
So
answer.
that's the only reason why they want to answer. So they will just go to side lane and catch the farm. And while they catch the farm, it's the same thing as mid lane. Priority, they are stuck here, you can do whatever you want, and then you ult mid and you kill them. That's the basic TF macro, okay? So here you have your R, that's what you should be looking to do. Okay, so like Timo right now is here. You just press R, instantly go in. There is no thinking involved because Timo is here. And your jungler is on mid lane, so there is no thinking involved. You just straight up ulti. You don't care. It doesn't matter what or R, right? There is Nasus, you don't care. There is a Maokai as well. So you press R, TP here because you don't matter, right? You're never gonna get one shot because they are 3 and they are 4, and your guys are 4 and they are 3, right? So you just TP here, stun Lux because Vladimir can pull, and then Lux dies instantly. And you're probably not gonna die because you are building the kind of tank item, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I would have liked. Okay. So we don't have enough time to keep going, so I'm gonna stop here.
No, but that was a lot of information already.
Yep, that's why I'm
a lot
gonna.
of things to think about.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna make a summary, so you know what to work on the next game. So a lot of points will be like TF specific, but I'm gonna try to make as general as possible. So the first point is you need to understand that priority is not necessary. You want to fight for it only when you need it.
Yeah.
But like, no, a more general point is you cannot autopilot. I think there one of your issue is autopiloting. Right? You need to get out of this habit. So a way of doing this is every time you do an action, you need to ask yourself, why am I doing this action? And later, you're going to switch this in, I'm going to do this action because I want to achieve this, right? So for example, when you're in lane, let's say that you're against Vladimir, against TF again, and you're like, okay, so I win this matchup by pushing, so I'm going to look to push. So level 1, you're going to select red card and put it on the backline. And you do that twice, and you have prio, that's great. Right? But you cannot do this if you don't think about what you want to be doing. It won't come naturally, right? So no autopiloting is like a very big issue. So autopiloting is like lane win condition, right? So how do you win your lane? So that can be pushing or trading. So if you're looking just to push, you want to like contest the push, and if you win by trading, you want to contest their CS.
Yeah.
Right? And usually when you win by trading, they are trying to win by pushing. So like let's say you have like Syndra against TF. Syndra is gonna try to punish you every time you go for a state, and you're gonna try to push so she doesn't have control anymore. And then she can get the push because she traded too much on you. On the opposite side, you want to be avoiding her push, you want to be avoiding her trade, and you push so she loses control, and she tries to get you low enough so you lose control. But it's all about control. As long as you lose control of mid wave, you instantly lose the matchup, right? It's all about pushing. But you want to find how you push. Do you trade or do you straight up push because you have more push, right? That's the first thing. The second thing is your win condition. Like, do you do a like win condition of your team, right? Team win condition. So it's like, do I win by outscaling? Do I win by roaming? Do I win by pressuring my lane? Right? All those things. Do I win by playing with my jungler? You need to identify this, and this is done in the loading screen, right? So all of this. The second thing is, maybe you could be a bit better at R usage on TF, right? So it's both positioning. Oh my god, I read so bad. And how can I say this? Like when you see a dive, for example, like the dive in bot lane, it was crazy opportunity, right? You need to see those opportunities.
Reactive.
Well, it's all about not autopiloting. If you know that your goal is to punish the side lanes on slow pushes, you're gonna just naturally look for them. Like you're just gonna naturally look for, is my side lane diveable? No? Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna not try to fight power prio. And like for example, at some point you see that they are like getting chunked in bot lane, you'll get, oh, here I need prio because I'm gonna go bot. There is another thing about autopilot. Usually how TF gain prio is their recall. So for example, how I would do this is, for example, just one wave before getting level 6, or one wave before getting my R back, I'm gonna recall, and the guy is gonna recall as well, but he's gonna recall later than me, which means that the next wave I'm gonna be faster than him on the wave, which means that I'm gonna have prio 100% of the time.
Okay.
Right? So there, you can use tricks like this. It doesn't have to be that complicated, but that's the goal. When you see that there is an opportunity to R, you just get prio and try to do something. Right? But that's all about autopiloting. If you don't think about what your goal is, you're not gonna do it. Okay?
Yeah.
Right. So this is like the biggest thing that you can fix. And this is probably all your champions. It's probably not only TF, right?
Yeah. Well, I used to do it in the jungle as well, and then someone took the time and explained me like that I was doing it and explained me some concept, like pretty much like you did, and then I stopped because I knew what I needed to think. Then before, like I didn't know what I needed to think, so it was hard to like not autopilot, you know.
Or wait, you mean that you don't know what you should be thinking about, so you autopilot?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
exactly.
fair.
But now I know, you know. So now I don't have any excuses, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. But to be honest, like this is fine if you don't know. Like you just need to be thinking about something and have an intent. Like it's like when
Yeah.
you're playing in team and you're making a plan. That's fine if your plan is dog shit. At least you know if that your plan is bad after you execute it, right? But you need to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you don't learn.
Yeah.
So, like for example, let's say let's make a theoretical example. You're in a 5v5 situation, Baron is up, and you're like, oh, in this situation we can rush Baron, I think, and you go for it, and they realize you're doing Baron, and you get wiped. Well, one person could say that was a dogshit call. We should have never done this. But I would say, I would argue that was a good call because now you know that in those situations you cannot do this, and now you understand why you couldn't do this. Oh, they had the blue trinket. Oh, so if they don't have a blue trinket, we can do this. Do you see my point?
Yeah. You can understand like the why that wasn't a good call, so you don't do it the next
Exactly.
time.
But to understand the why, you need to make the mistake.
Yeah.
So you need to be comfortable making the mistake, and you need to be always having a plan and review the plan. So that's why reviewing is so important. So after, like for example, let's say that you work on your autopiloting and you decide that you want to be working on, for the autopiloting part, you want to be pushing when you have a reason to push. So you're gonna do your game, and then in the review after this, you take like 3 to 5 minutes, and you just like go in times 4, and every time that you're pushing, you're like, am I confused? Do I know what I'm gonna do? Like, is every like as soon as I push, I already know what I'm gonna do with it, right?
Yeah.
You need to plan your priority, and that's like not autopiloting, right? Do you have any
Okay.
question?
No, I just have a lot to take in.
Yeah,
would
that's
say.
fine. That's fine.
But if I have any follow-up question once I play a couple game and I work into those things, I'll definitely reach out to you.
Yeah, sure. No worries, dude. All right.
That
GG's.
was really good. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Yeah, of course. Anytime. Right. Good luck for the games, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
You guys mind if I sit in and spectate?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
by all
can
means.
go ahead and